Hello everyone, I hope you are doing good. In the previous video we learned about sorting. I hope you got all the basic concept of how to do sorting and you did some examples so that you understand about sorting better and you saw about the sky code of some characters and everything and you understood the basic. If you face any difficulty you can just comment out. As today we learned about linked list. Okay, let's just cut out this. We learn about linked list. Linked list is very useful. I've just wrote this because I want to explain you these things. It's very important. It's little bit difficult to understand for the first time, but once you get the concept, it's very clear. So I wanted you to understand the concept very clearly. First of all, what is linked list? If you don't go to directly definition, just for understanding, you can see it's a special type of array where there is dynamism that can add at any position. Okay, what does this mean? It's like in array you can see that we should know the means we should know how many space it should contain, means we cannot go out of bound. Yes, we overcome this by using vector, but linked list also is very useful because we can add member at any position and can link many lists together, means we can link two or three lists together and that can be achieved by linked list. So linked list is very useful and once you understand the basic concept you can do everything. Okay, and what is linked list? A linked list is made up of nodes, means a linked list contain nodes. What are nodes? I'll just cut out this and also with the help of an image I hope you understand it better. So come here, we'll talk about single linked list. There are double linked list, circular linked list also. So a linked list contain node. You can see here this is like a space of an array. Okay, array contains different spaces. Suppose take one part of an array and it is like this, a node, and inside the node there are two division, means a node contains two parts, mainly two parts, where in one part the data is stored and the second is pointer. Okay, to understand linked list you should get basic concept of pointers clear, so you can watch the pointer video and make your basic concept clear so that you understand this in a better way. So I was saying that a node contains mainly two parts. In one part we contain all the data or whatever we want, like functions and data types and whatever we want. And the second contain a pointer to point to next node. I said you in a linked list we link one node to another and we can. So in the second part it should contain a pointer that will link to different nodes. You can see in this part, okay, where four nodes are connected, you can see the address of item in this two part. Second part I said it will contain two parts. In the second part that will contain address to the next node and we can connect this node 1 with node 2, which cannot be achieved in array but this can be achieved in linked list. So linked list become very useful. So how does linked list look like? If you see, linked list look like this. Like in one part we contain all the data whatever type we want, and the second part contain address for the next, and this is connecting us to the next node. So okay, I did not put here, this is also connected. And but the last node, what we say, the last node the pointer is connected to null so that we can know that we came to the end of this node. So that's how node is. You can just take screenshot and you can look upon this whenever we are discussing. You can take this as reference so that you understand better. We'll do a code so that you can understand in the better way. So just let me open my VS code. Okay, and I hope you got this line with two part and one part called and other is connect the other node. And the third line we can achieve this using structure. I did not say structure. Structure is same like that of class, but the difference is here every members are public by nature. You can see in classes everything is in private unless we declare it public that way, and which is same as class, only the difference is access specification. So I think you got this C note that I have written. Now we'll do a code so that you understand it better. So we'll just come down here. Okay, I've just wrote this main. So we'll create a structure. How to create a structure is same like that of class, just a struct in place of class, and let's name it node so that you can understand it better. I said everything is a node and node are connected in linked list, and we'll create one class called linked list. This name you can name it anything. We are just naming it in such a way that you understand in a better way. And there is one more thing, you can put this also class, but you should add your friend function so that we can get access to all the private member from this node inside this link class. So today we'll do like, what are the things today we'll do? This will be a many part video. So today's part, like part 1, will contain adding data and displaying. Okay, we'll just add data in our node and we'll display it. So this will be for today. So there are many more things we'll discuss one by one in parts so that you understand in a better way. So today we'll add data in nodes. So Structure in node will contain a data. Suppose this is of type int. You can contain function, data type, anything. Suppose we'll contain a data of int type, and we should create a node. So we'll just write node and we'll name it as node. Okay, it's just a name. You can name it anything. Okay, we'll name it different so that we don't get confused that we are naming it the same thing. And I said you, when in a node there are two main parts. You can take the, okay, I'll take the image reference one more time. The second part, first part is the data we declared there, and the second part is pointing to the next node. Means this will contain a pointer that will point to the next node that can have access, so that we can have access from one to another. Okay, so that we'll name our next node as next, so that it becomes clear, so that we can know what we are doing. We'll just write next. And in structure you should be careful that whenever we are naming it, giving an address or an object of it, we should write the word struct, so you understand that it's not a class, it's a structure. Okay, I hope you got this. This is how a node look. I said you node contain two parts, so we are adding just two parts. You can add whatever function. If you want to add different functionality, you can add up. Now we'll come to class. In the class we'll link this node and we'll create our, we'll add that data in it. So we'll create a linked list, and inside this we'll put two more nodes. We'll just write node and we'll add one head and one tail. Okay, why I wrote head and tail? Because I want to have like, okay, I'll come down in here and say, because we want, suppose this is head and this is tail, so I want that it should be in sync so that we can know which is the first one, which is the last one. That's why we are naming it head and tail. You can name it anything, it's direct based on you. So let's come down here, we are just naming it head and tail. It's nothing different, it's same. You can name it anything you want, but just for reference so that we don't, means we don't get confusion what we are doing, so that I'm naming it so that you understand in a better way. Okay, now we named it. Now in the public, so this is private union class, everything is private. So we'll write if, before writing all the condition, we'll just give it a constructor. Let's put the constructor here, linked list, and here we'll put that head is equals to null and tail is equals to null. Why we add null? Because we want that whenever this linked list is created, it by default it should not take any values. It should be empty so that we can add our own values in it. There is nothing more to understand. I think you got. Okay, we are getting a little bit identify analysis identified. So this is nothing, it will go away. So I hope you got this. Now we'll create instance of this. Okay, I'll just zoom in a bit. Okay, I hope you can see this. I'll save it so that it comes closer. Okay, now we'll create object of this linked list. So just write linked list. We'll create two objects. Let's create, okay, first let me create one so that you can know. Now okay, now you can see we created a node here. You can name it anything, and we connected this node inside this class so that we can have access to it and we can add whatever we wanted. Okay, now we wanted, suppose we wanted to add members in this node, so we can just write we'll try to add something. So we'll add void add node, and okay, now we want to add some data inside this node. I said it is like array where we add values. So first of all we should give a condition. If our head is null, okay, sorry for that. So now we'll create a node because we want to add node. So we'll create a node. We'll just write node and we'll create a temporary node because it can be anything. You can name any type, it's directly based on you. And we'll do it with DMA, with dynamic memory allocation. We'll write new and we'll create a type of node. So now we can see we created a node of name temp, which is of type node. I hope you got this. Now we'll add data to it. Means we need to add this integer inside this node. So we'll try to add it. We'll just write temp and I'll use this arrow sign. I said you it's a direct link, and we can just write data. Now what is this data? This data is equals to n. This will inside this will pass an argument so that we can put it directly. So you can see now inside this node is created. Inside this node, in the data of the node, you can see a node contain a data, inside the data we'll pass this value of n. So you can see now it has a value. Now we'll decide what will happen to the next. Okay, I'll show you one thing before. Let me write first, I'll show you then. So let's go back to the image. You can see it should point to something. So, and we wanted the last one should point to null. You can see here whatever we add in the last, which it should point to the null. This is the basic idea of linked list. Don't forget that the last one should point to null, so that we can have the catch on the last element and we can print the rest of them. So we'll print out like temp of next. So we'll put this node at the end, so that we'll write the last one after this node. There should be nothing because this is the last member of the linked list. Okay, now this is created. When we call this will be created. Now we'll write if and else sum, if conditions and all. If head is, okay, sorry for that, if head is equals to null, means whenever the head is null. You can see whenever no elements are added, for the first time the head is null, because we create a constructor and head is null. So we'll say when head is null, we'll put this temp that we just created a node, we'll put this inside the head file. So now this head will contain this temp. This is a node and this is also a node. So this node will contain temporary node, and the tail should also contain the same, because tail is also null for the first time. You can see whenever this constructor is called, head and tail both are null. So we wanted that first of all, whenever this is null, we should add in the head and tail, we'll add this node that we just created. And if it's already there, means this for the second time we are adding, means we already added a node, and for the second time we are adding, then we can just write else. Okay, sorry, you know that tail is after head, means it is the last element and head is the first element. So we'll write tail next, means after the tail put the temp, means after the tail the temp, because when we call node for the second time, this is already there, means there is a head and there is a tail. So this is for the second time. For the second time our node should be after the tail. Tail is the last. After last we will put our node, and we'll write tail equal to temp. Why I wrote this, you know that after the tail, okay, let's go back to the picture once more. After the tail, suppose now this is the tail, this one, okay, this part, suppose this is the tail, and when we added a new element, this came here, so it will be of type tail next. After the next, when we press the next, then we'll get access to this. So after this object is created, the last one, so this will become the new tail. That's why we are writing tail is equal to temp, because after whenever this is completed, the last element will become the tail. So that's how we created our nodes. Now we'll just call the values. We'll just write a dot add node. We can just pass the value, while one we can pass one more, add node, and 2. Okay, now you can see we added 2 nodes. If you run this, you won't get any error, because our code is correctly constructed and we added the node. You can see in the right hand side there are no error, means our all code are correct. Now how to display them? Okay, after displaying them, I'll teach you one more time from the front so that you understand better. Okay, how to display them? To display them, we'll add one more function. Let's write here void display. Okay, this is just a naming, you can name it anything you want. So inside the void we'll create one more node that will display everything. We'll just write x, you can name it anything, and inside the x we'll put the head. Okay, now a very important point in linked list, if you have, means if we have access to the head, we can print any, means we can go to, means how to say that, means if you get access to the head, you can have access to all, you can have access to all the members. Means like in array, suppose an array start from I equals to 0 and I equals to 10, from I equals to 0 till 10. So now in linked list, if you get the value of I equals to, if you can access I equals to 0, you can access from I equals to 0 to I equals to 10 every members of it. That's why we are putting this, we are creating a node X and we are giving it the access of head. You can see here we have a node called head. In head we put all this, the first value is entered in head. You can see the head as null, and when it's not null, you can see here head will get this temporary, the first node it will enter, it will have the node. So if we get access to the head for the first time, now you can print everything, means you can have access of the whole list. You can just write while, a while loop to uh, means a while loop to get running, so that you can have output of all the list. So you should write head is not equals to null. So what does this mean? Okay, wait a sec. Now you can just write a while loop. You can just write while x not equals to null. What does this mean? I already said you while showing in the picture that the last one, the last node should always point to null. That's how we can know that we can come to the end of the node. So here we'll say that whenever this x, this we created a new node, whenever this x reads, when it is not equals to null, means when it is not ending, means there are more nodes connected to it, just go and print out cout x data. Just print out our data, and here you can do just x equal to x next. I already said you when we use this next pointer is pointing to the next of this. Okay, I'll show it here. Whenever we write next, is pointing to the next node that is associated with it. So I hope you got this. Now if you just run this, okay, I think we're facing a little bit error here because our value is not getting printed. So for that we can just do like, there is a little bit error because we did not call our display function. We'll just write display, and now if you run this, you can see our value 1. And okay, I'll just use the ENDL so that you understand what I wanted to say. Okay, just run this. Okay, you can see the value of 1 and 2 is getting printed, that we passed as data to this add node. We added 2 node and we gave the value of 1 and 2. That is the main basic concept. Now I'll clear it from the front. We'll start from the first line so that you understand everything in a good way. Okay, let's come to the first one. First of all, we created a node. You can do this by using class. Okay, I'll show you using class. So I'll just write class name node. We create a class of node and just write it. You can write int data, and we'll create an instance of this. We'll just write node and we'll write next. Okay, we created two things. Now what we can do, you just have to write here in the public, you just have to write friend, sorry, just have to write friend class linked list. Okay, you can do, and you can just erase out this, you can just comment out this. If you save this and run this once, okay, there is a little bit error because we use somewhere error expected unqualified in the end of input stuck node. Okay, let me check. So there was no error, it's just like my VS Code was giving some problem. You can just run this and you can see we got the same value that we displayed in the earlier. Okay, I'll just comment out this now for the ones and just uncomment this so that you know that you can do this by both structure and classes. So run this. Okay, you can see that we got the same value. First we use the class and next we use the structure and we got the same value. We use structure because we don't want to add this public friend class and all, so the struct become easy for you. Now let's start it one by one so that we get the basic concept of linked list. There are many things to learn, so you should learn this in the first place. Okay, first you included this is nothing, this is just the basic one, these two lines. Now we created a struct. You can do it with class, I said you. Now we created a struct in which we added two members. First we added an integer type of data. You can do string, you can add here functions, whatever you want, it's up to you. And we created an instance of this structure called next, because we wanted that our node, if you see this picture, it should contain one pointer that can point to the next node, so that we have connection. That is the main concept of linked. Linked means connecting two or more nodes. Okay, I hope you got this. Then we created one class called linked list. You can name it anything, but we wanted that it should have connection with the topic, so we named linked list. And we created two new nodes called head and tail. You can name it anything without head and tail, because we wanted to know that which is the first element and which is the last element. So a head will be the first element of this linked list, and the tail will be the last node or element, whatever you say. And we created a constructor called linked list. So whenever this object is created of linked list, the head and tail will get the value of null, because we wanted whenever this till the value is passed, it should have the value of null. Means by default it should not contain any value. Okay, that was the basic for this creating constructor. Now we created one function called add node. Means we wanted to add data or nodes inside this linked list. So we created a new node called temporary node, temp, of the type node by using dynamic memory allocation, which I already taught you. And inside this temp, by using this arrow sign, it means that for the temp, only the temp. And inside this temp we contain a data, because temp is part of this structure that has data as its member. So inside this temp, inside the data, pass the value of n that was passed by using this function argument. And after the temp, the next value should be null, because we wanted the, you can see here, the last value of the linked list should points to null, so that we know that it is the last value. And so that whenever we run loop or anything, we can know that we have come to the end of the linked list. Okay, now, so I think this is done. Now these two lines, we added data and we added the next to null. Now we added some condition so that we can fill up these nodes with data. If the head is null, you know that whenever this class is created, object is created of linked list, head and tail both are null. Means there are no any data members or anything by default. So we want that when the head should is null, whatever the value is passed first, enter it in the head and tail both. We wanted that whatever the value is passed for the first time, means whenever this function is called for the first time, whatever the value is passed, pass it inside the head and tail. And if this is for the second time, means you can see here we have called two times. For the first time the head is null, but for the second time head is not null, because we already passed the value of data 1. So for the second we'll pass after the tail. Now you can see that here tail is passed at the same whatever we passed in the first for the head. After the tail you can, okay, also one more, I'll take reference on the figure. You can see that after the next, this, suppose this is our tail, this is the head and this is the tail. Okay, first one is head and this is tail. Now tail next to tail we wanted to pass a new node. We wanted to pass a new node here. Okay, this is the tail, this is the head, and we wanted tail next. Inside the next we wanted to pass the new node. So we'll just add tail next, means after the tail insert this temporary or any node that you just created and make it the new tail, because we wanted this whatever the value is passed in the last, this should behave as tail, because we know whatever in the last, that's why we created this tail, because we should know that this is the last of the member or the node. Okay, that's how we added nodes. And for displaying it, we created one more node named x. You can name it anything, and we gave the x the access to head. Why we give access to head? Because in linked list, if we have access to head, if you have access to head, you can have access to anything that is inside it. I mean, from the head to tail, in between anything you can have access to it. That's why we gave access to head. Then we ran a while loop. We said that if the x is not empty, x is not empty because we already passed two values. You can see here. Now this is inside this x. How it came? Because we gave access to head, and head has access to tail and everything that is inside till it is null. And it will be null when it comes to last element, because in this picture you can see the last node is always pointing to null. So till it reaches the last node, print out the data and change the value from x to x next. Means we should, it's like I plus plus, so it's just going to the next, so till we reach the last. So that was the main basic for this linked list for adding data and displaying data. I hope you got the basic concept. If you face any difficulty, please comment out. It's a little bit tough topic. You can comment out and I'll try to solve the problem. Thank you for watching. See you in the next.